Good news, everyone. This episode of Flipper Flicks is presented by Podgo. Podgo is the easiest way to monetize your podcast, providing podcasters a flat rate for ad space so you always know how much you get when you include an ad from Podgo. We recently joined as a member, and you can too. Apply today to become a member and immediately be connected with advertisers that fit your audience. That's podgo.co at podgo.co. I hope you enjoy this episode.
Cue the singing giraffes!
1,000 years ago, headsets and microphones ruled. It was a time of darkness. It was a world of fear. It was an age of flipper flicks. Workers by day, podcasters by night. We were betrayed by Craigbot, sworn to record, frozen in sound by latency for 1,000 years. Now, here in Audacity, the latency is broken, and we record again. We're recorders of the night. We are Flipper Flicks.
I feel like I'm never gonna top that intro.
That's pretty good. Very clever. I will say though, I am a worker by night, recorder by day.
I know.
Yeah, I
was gonna give you a heads up, but I was like, nah, this will be better.
It's good though. I like it.
But, yeah, gargoyles intro. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was good.
I loved that show. It will be coming up a lot in this episode.
Oh, okay.
Oh, no.
Spoilers already.
Sam, hit us up with the social medias.
Social meds. Short for social media. We have them.
Find
that
them.
joke will never get that'll never get old.
It'll never get old. It'll never be pulled off perfectly.
Yeah, I know. You guys are probably already sick of it, but it'll never get old for me. Yeah, you should find them if you haven't already.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess if we were good podcasters, we would link them in our episode description. So
Sure.
maybe we'll work on that. But maybe we won't.
You never know.
So just like, you never know. A surprise link might
Yeah.
appear to make it easier for you.
You know what? It'll be a majestical link.
Mm-hmm.
It will be a majestical link. And in case that doesn't happen, because you know how super organized we are, you can find us on Twitter and Instagram at FlipperFlix. We also tell you on there.
Do you need a tag?
No.
You're reaching out for a
I
tag.
can do it. On those platforms, we tell you what movie we'll be watching. And we have some extra special goodies. Like today, we were talking about some pets. Pets!
Or I guess, yeah, day of recording.
Yeah. I mean, we do tell you, like, when we're going to record, which is Thursday. Well, not when we're going to record. We don't tell you when we're going to record. We tell you when we're going to release episodes. Yeah. And that's Thursday at 1 p.m.
Eastern.
Social media.
On all before this episode, I was like, social media is so easy. I got that down. I got it down. And then I just proved to myself that depending on the day, man, you don't have it down.
No, yeah. Do you know what platforms we're on?
Yeah, I do.
Do you?
I don't.
We are on Anchor, which has all these nice little buttons that take you to other platforms like Spotify and Apple Podcasts and Google Podcasts. And I can go on and on forever, but I'm not going to.
There are like 900 podcasting apps out
because
there.
You guys are probably like, can you make her stop talking about this? So I'm going to go on to Tim. Hopefully I didn't forget anything.
I don't think you did. Yeah, so we got Frankenstein this week. I picked it for the category.
The category of?
Yeah, no, I was going to let you say it because I don't know what it was.
Back at it again.
Yeah.
Back at it again.
And before I do the synopsis for this, I actually was trying to find a different movie every once in a while, because while I get that this one fit the category for me, I don't know, I just feel like there's something else out there that I'm going to realize it in the next couple days, and I'm going to be so salty about it. That would have been a better
adding
fit,
stuff to our lists.
But
like
I
on
just
Netflix and stuff.
Yeah. Oh, I also found a bunch of movies that I want to watch now on, I think, Prime. I'm not sure. I was scrolling and scrolling and scrolling, and I found a bunch of good movies that I like that I'm gonna make you guys watch. Anyway,
Nice.
How many of them are horror?
a few,
Okay.
Okay.
like half of them, maybe. Yeah.
All of them, actually, you know?
But, you know what? I was in the horror section, so I'm pretty sure.
The horror
this whole-
section? I didn't know Prague had that.
It's in Prague. Not Prague. Fucking Amsterdam. There we go. Anyway, I Frankenstein. It still fits this category, but I feel like I could have found something better, but I think it was still worth it. The synopsis. Frankenstein's creature finds himself caught in an all-out, centuries-old war between two immortal clans. That's it. That's it.
Yeah, nice short one.
Yeah. Yeah.
baby
Finally, I got a baby one. Yeah.
Yeah, Sam and I did not find Tim's synopsis, so it was short.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll get you next time. We forgot this time.
Yeah, I know, right?
We'll go over the scores real quick. Or ratings. The critics smashed it to pieces. This is Rotten Tomatoes. 5%.
What?
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen one that
I know,
low.
that's low.
Yeah, I've seen a few that low, but...
I was surprised it was that low, but
That's very
Same.
low. Wow.
audience was 38%, which, yeah.
That makes more sense.
Yeah, it makes more sense. IMDb, 5.1 out of 10, which I think is a little high. And then Google gave it a fail at 82%, so.
Well, at least
Yeah.
Google didn't pass.
Yeah, I
it.
know.
That would have been confusing.
But
Yeah.
before
5%
we go
by critics,
on, yeah, 5%.
and Google likes it.
Right. I'd be like, all right, Google, you're just up to shit. I don't know.
All right, hot damn, I like this movie. And they're
So-
like, and the world's like, but Google, you like every movie.
Right,
You know what? I do.
right. So spoiler alert, anybody that haven't seen it, but I feel like a lot of people have. It's been out since 2014.
Yep.
Adam, expectations.
Oh, wait.
Oh, what? What?
We've been forgetting to do this. If you haven't seen it, you can watch it on Hulu. Is that where
Oh
we watch
yeah,
Yes.
okay, yeah. By the way,
it? We did that a lot to begin with, and
Yeah,
then
then
we
we
just
stopped. Yeah, I
steamroll
forgot
over
You
it
guys should know
recently.
from the Instagrams
Yeah,
and the Twitters.
We give you guys too much credit, so yeah, check it out there. Okay,
it's
now
on
you can
Hulu.
do-
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Adam. Expectation.
Ooh, so I saw trailers for this coming out back in like 2013. 'cause
Back
it
in
was
the
supposed
day,
it was supposed to come out in 2013, but then got pushed back to 2014.
Yeah.
first movie fact of the day.
I know. But I was like, I mean, it looks interesting. I like this theme of a movie, right?
Right.
It's like I like Van Helsing. Those type of things. Like
Right,
the underworld movies, I've seen a few of them. They're similar, like Resident Evil.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're like fantasy world monster movies. And I'm
Yeah.
like, but small scale.
Yeah, yeah.
Godzilla's massive scale.
Yeah, that's
Mm-hmm.
in comparison, yeah.
So like I'm normally into it, but I was like, it kind of just looks cheesy.
Right.
And yeah, those were my expectations. How
Okay.
about you, Sam?
Okay. So I feel like I remember you talking about wanting to see this movie, or I at least remember seeing trailers for
I
it.
think I kind of wanted to. I was interested.
Yeah. Or maybe just like at the time there were a lot of fantasy movies coming out. Because I feel like there's just a lot of fantasy movies that you like haven't heard of, and they just kind of just keep coming out with them. They're just rolling them out,
I feel
hoping
like-
that people will watch them.
I feel like Dracula Untold came out near this.
Right, that's what I was thinking too, but I actually have no idea if it did.
I think it was 2015.
It just feels that
I
way.
don't know.
Anywho, expectations. I am going to say this now. I am not like a super huge fan of Harvey Dent. What's his real life
Aaron
name?
Eckert.
Aaron Eckert. I'm not really like, I don't get him. I don't hate him, but I don't get him. And so I was kind of like, bummed about that. But I love Bill Nighy.
Mm-hmm.
So I was pumped about that. And then I don't know who the chick is, but she looked familiar. But anywho, all that from the trailer, I was like, typically, I mean, I feel like we're a bunch that likes fantasy movies.
Yeah.
Right.
So, like,
yeah.
it's not out of our element to have seen this movie. So I was excited in that respect, but also kind of like, ugh, Harvey Dent. So, Tim.
Tim, you're revisiting this film.
yeah,
You watched it in the
revisiting.
Tell
past.
Tell us about it.
I feel like the audience score was definitely how I felt when I first watched it. So I guess
Okay.
that was like the point of watching it again.
Mhm.
But I was still like, it's my type of movie. Like, you know, you guys
I
talking
know.
about
Yeah.
fantasy.
It's
like-
right up your alley.
Yeah, and I was like, cool, I'm ready to watch it again, I guess. I don't remember being like, oh, this movie's terrible. but I remember being like, it wasn't very good.
Why would I ever rewatch this?
Right, exactly. But I will say I like Bill Nighy.
Yeah.
I've seen the chick in a couple things, and I think she's good. And I do actually like Harvey Dent as an actor.
Oh, gross.
I'm
We're
gonna
gonna
just
have
tell
to
you-
argue about this
He's
whole
in
episode.
a
I'm
bunch
neutral.
of cringy stuff, but like I don't think it's necessarily his fault. I like him as an actor and stuff. I think he does good stuff with what he gets, but
I feel like he's the poor man's John Hamm.
who's John Hamm?
He's Mad Men guy.
Yeah, with like dark hair.
Oh, that guy. Yeah, I like that
Yeah.
guy too. I don't see him.
But
in
I
a
feel
lot
like
of
they,
stuff anymore,
I don't know why, but I feel like they usually I feel like they would go for the same role for a movie.
yeah, probably.
Because they look like they're similar size, like similar builds.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't really know why I don't like him. I just don't like him.
I wasn't really
That's
that.
not a good enough reason.
I mean, that's
I wasn't a huge Harvey Dent fan.
You were or you
I was
weren't?
not.
Like, of his portrayal or just the character? Or both?
I am infatuated with the Disney.
The
Disney.
business.
Batman animated series.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
that's
Is he not in that?
no Two-Face is in that. Yeah.
I was like, you're gonna have to educate me.
So Two-Face is in that, and that's the Two-Face that I will only ever see.
'Cause
Right.
He's creepy.
Yes.
Correct.
That's why Mark Hamill's my favorite Joker, which is shots fired
Exactly.
to a lot of people.
Yeah, because the animated in Mark Hamill, everybody's like, that is Joker, like 100%.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Which I have that
So-
argument with some people, one in particular, every once in a while, that you can't compare that to live action, in my opinion. Which is also another argument in itself. But anyway, we're
Yeah.
getting off on a tangent.
Because I will say we did just argue about Full Metal discuss. Yeah, no, we just straight up argue now.
Yeah,
we
that's
discussed
all we
like
do
Full
here.
Metal Alchemist, which was a live action version of the anime.
Right, but that's a direct comparison of the same
That's true.
content.
That's true. That's true.
Compared to, well, I guess so is Batman animated to Batman. Yeah. Oh, well, never
But
mind. My argument
Not
has no water.
necessarily.
Sorry.
No, because there's like a lot of different Batman shit. So
Well,
like,
there-
it's not necessarily a 1-to-1, though I guess technically it is.
Yeah, it's.
It's not a
I
direct
would
copy.
say-
Whereas
Yeah.
I just
Fullmetal
made
was.
Tim. I made Tim go on the fence.
Yeah, that's true.
He's
at
not
you.
fully like. He's not fully like over on one side, but
yeah.
he is on the fence. Like he can see both sides.
But I don't know that you made him go on the fence because of the strength of your argument, or more that you just like took apart his argument. Does
Yeah,
that
pretty
count?
much.
Like, does
Yeah.
that make someone's on the fence?
Yeah.
All of a
yeah, I
sudden?
think so.
Okay.
I count it.
Anywho, Harvey Dent, man, hot topic.
I Frankenstein.
So, okay, on the topic of him,
Yes.
here's my biggest beef of all in the movie.
Ooh, how big is it?
It's like,
A 16-pound burger.
yeah.
Damn.
Let me give
That's
me
a big old
like
burger.
a 10 stack burger, baby, and let's see if I can eat it.
I have faith.
I really dislike the fact that Frankenstein's monster was not a monster.
Oh
He
yeah.
was just some dude with scars that healed.
Yeah, that was my
He's
biggest
like
beef.
he doesn't have anything wrong with him besides the scars.
Mhm.
He's not a monster. He's just a dude. Like,
He's just
and
an
not like
immortal
a
dude.
bad-looking dude either. Like, it's just like, sweet, you got scars. I mean, they don't look that bad. They look badass more than anything to me. But like, you're not a monster. Like,
I mean,
he's just not a
that's
monster.
how I would design a character in like an adventure type video game.
Exactly, because
Like
he
with
would
the
look
scars on
cool.
the face.
But you're
Yeah.
not a monster.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree with that, and I hated when they like started to heal. I'm like, wait, what's happening
Yeah.
here?
He has a soul, Sam.
And I feel like maybe they could. We'll touch on that, but I feel like maybe like the part that's odd about it is just like what you're saying. Like, it just kind of looks like they put makeup on him. Like, if they were gonna
Yeah.
go the whole like more scarry human, not really monster look, like I feel like they could have made him look a little bit more.
Monstrous.
I guess. Although maybe it would still have the same effect. I don't know. I agree. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
See, it's like a 10-stack burger because he split the movie into tenths.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So he
Or
keep putting-
millions.
Tim, I just want you to know when we first started this movie, the intro came on, and I have a quote from Sam.
Oh no.
This is like super hardcore already.
Yeah, like nothing. That was what I was gonna cover. Like,
Oh yeah.
no, yeah.
4 minutes in.
4 minutes into the fucking movie, gargoyles are coming to life and flying off buildings, And I'm just kind of looking at it being like, what is happening? Like, I mean, I know a lot of action films start in the middle, like, of the action sort of situation, though I don't know that's not necessarily how it described this. All I just know is we went from 0 to fucking 1,000 in 0.2 seconds, and I was just like, why is it so intense already? I was very confused. I think because he was like, in the beginning were they showing him kind of walking in the wilderness with his narration situation, and then all of a sudden it's like, bam, gargoyles.
Well, it's like, bam, I slit Victor Frankenstein's wife's throat.
Yeah.
And then I make him freeze to death.
Yeah. And then bam, gargoyles.
And gargoyles.
Bam, demons, then bam.
Well, yeah,
gargoyles.
okay.
Yeah.
I have beef with that. Like, all right, they just randomly were following him. They went to a place where they were easily killed.
Yeah.
Why?
They
Why
didn't
are demons
pay
so
attention
easily killed?
for the gargoyles. I don't know.
The gargoyles held a seminar and were like,
Yeah.
you should come here. We have cookies. And so that's why the demons are there all the time.
Why are they there?
Yeah. Was it like, what, 200 years difference in time, right?
Yeah.
Something like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Eventually, yeah.
And they said that they were like, we lost so many people. Did they at one point just be able to be like, yo, bitches, you guys can go out into a fucking cemetery in the middle of nowhere while the rest of us are going to stay in this castle?
Yeah.
Right.
They were, yeah.
Like, what? Like, why are we out in a random ass graveyard? Like, give them like a hillbilly accent then, you know?
Yeah, like they didn't make the cut, so they're out there.
But then when he finally goes to the cathedral and meets Queen, what's her name?
Eowyn.
Queen Eowyn, yes, that is who she is. Leonor.
Oh, was that her name?
Leonor.
Okay. Anywho, he meets her.
Yeah, the two that appeared in the graveyard were in the cathedral.
Took him there.
Oh, they did take him there. Yeah.
Yeah, they're the ones that brought him there.
Yeah, I forgot about that. But we do need to talk about how this guy, Frankenstein's monster, has the most epic name ever. Adam.
I figured out I'm gonna have him. You know?
He's like, yep, I'm writing that down.
Yeah, so like, I love my name. I do enjoy it. Like, I'm not a person who's like, I don't like my name.
Yeah.
Frankenstein's monster should not be named Adam.
Yeah, that was weird too.
Do you get the hint as to why it was probably named Adam?
Are you saying that because like he was the first, just like
Adam and Eve
in the Bible?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was my guess.
But he's always been known as Adam. He's just never known as Adam in the movies.
Oh, really?
This is like the second or third time in a movie he's been actually given his name of Adam.
And that's probably why.
Yeah.
Because if he's a monster, you don't give him basic name Adam.
Well, he looks like a basic dude, as we said, so Adam fits.
Gideon is a way cooler name for a monster.
Yeah, and he just looked like an average Joe, too.
Do you know what Gideon stands for?
The Destroyer.
It does.
Because you named your baby dragon that.
Baby dragon.
Your female baby dragon.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, I don't care about gender.
No.
But yeah, I was just like, why named Adam? Why Adam?
Why Adam?
I just gotta let it roll.
I know. I eventually gave up on it because they made him look like a human, not a monster.
See, my problem also was that everybody kept referring to him as Frankenstein, except for like one person, which was Bill Nighy, was like, he's Frankenstein's monster or whatever.
And then then Bill Nighy goes back and is just like, well, you are still Frankenstein. You are his son. Therefore, you are Frankenstein. But they at least didn't refer to him because he's not the doctor.
Exactly, and that's an issue that happens all the time with people.
Yeah.
People get really upset about it too.
I do. But yeah, people do, yeah.
Oh, my B. So Queen Eowyn gives him this name, and they're like, she is the queen of the gargoyle order. And I'm like, why the fuck? When the fuck? Who the fuck is this? Like, why do we have a fucking gargoyle order? There's no movies that deal with gargoyles like this.
No, but I liked it, honestly, because the more I thought about it, it was like, they're kind of like supposed to be angels, right?
Yeah.
Like, that's what they are. And I like that they use like gargoyles because they fly, they can hide well, stuff like that. Not that there's a lot of gargoyles anymore, but well,
Europe has a few more.
Yeah.
But I actually like that in this movie, and I thought that was a good like twist on the angel thing. The demons were stupid, but
Dude, I just want to say, like, the CGI on the gargoyles was above
Not bad.
average.
Yeah.
It was good.
Yeah, I had that too. I was pleasantly surprised by the gargoyles because I was really frightened after seeing all the flames on the demons. Is that what you're gonna say?
Not even the flames, just their, like, costuming in general.
No, there was. I don't know. They bugged me as well because I don't know that if, like you said, I don't know that it was the flames or just the sheer amount that they did it. But like when they descended and the flames popped up everywhere, like I just found it super distracting. But like when the gargoyles ascended and they just like beamed up, like that wasn't as irking. But then also like their masks or their prosthetics were like good but bad. Like I couldn't like put my finger on it. I'm like they clearly had a lot of work that went into it.
Yes.
And like they looked good, but they felt weird in this movie.
They felt weird because the gargoyles were CGI.
Yeah.
When you mix the two, it kind of gets kind of like, I don't know what is going on here.
Or I don't know. Or maybe they were just too stiff. I don't know. But I agree.
Did either of you notice how fast the gargoyles flapped their wings?
No. How fast did they flap their wings?
I don't think so.
Yeah, they just kept flapping and flapping and flapping. I'm like, is it because they're made of stone and they require more like
exertion?
Yeah, they have to keep exerting strength to keep
Probably.
themselves up. I was like, I mean, if somebody gave me that as the answer, like who was in charge of the movie, I'd been like, okay, that's reasonable. But I just noticed it because I'm like, Sam here likes to take pictures of birds. So I see birds a lot. And they can just kind of glide around. And these guys are just like, flap, 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 flap. No gliding.
Yeah, I don't know that I would have, like, I don't know that I have a stance on whether or not gargoyles should glide or flap. But I think that's an interesting point. So if anybody has seen this movie, let us know your stance.
I'm just gonna. So Gargoyles, the Disney TV series, they glide around.
Glide?
Yeah.
Okay, so maybe that's why.
But they're not stone. They're not like a stone gargoyle. Like Goliath is kind of like a meaty guy. Like he's got like skin. Like,
okay.
The stone sheds.
Oh.
When the sun sets.
Interesting.
And there were rocket launchers, and it's weird.
You just wanted to talk about gargoyles.
I love that show, man. Goliath is a beast.
I will say along the lines of like the CGI, like while I thought the CGI looked nice on the gargoyles and the masks, they're not masks, prosthetics. I mean, it makes me sound like an uncultured swine to call it a mask.
I mean, you're unprofessional.
Yeah, those were a little distracting. The other thing that was distracting for me was like some of the fight scenes where the gargoyles like swooped in and picked him up and then like flew with him. Like I'm thinking specifically when like Gideon has him and they like do the camera angle on his face and he's like getting pressed through a building for like 5 minutes straight and it's just like really close on his face. Like I thought that was super cheesy and weird.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like I kind of got like what they were going for, but I feel like it could have been executed better. I don't know. It just looked like he like strapped a GoPro to his face and he was just like chilling or something. I don't know.
Tim, did you like his weapons though?
I did.
They are hammers without the hammer. They looked like baseball bats.
They were batons, yeah.
Yeah.
No, baseball bats.
I thought they were cool. There was a gargoyle that had like a mace.
Was there?
No. Yeah. Dude. So at the end when they picks up the big black dude, who he's like, he's mine, and the gargoyle comes down and grabs him. He smacks him in the chest with a spiked mace.
Oh.
Nice. Yeah. Also, that dude's voice.
It's great.
It's his real voice.
Really?
There's no modulation.
Wow.
And I'm like, did they go and look for this motherfucker just because of his voice? Like,
could have.
Probably.
Man, I first heard it, I was like, did they find?
Beautiful.
Did they just like Google who's got the deepest voice in Hollywood?
Well, I was gonna say when he first talks, they had modulated Bill Nighy's voice. So I had just kind of assumed that they were modulated together, but wow.
They might have modulated a little bit, but his voice is deep.
That deep. Wow.
Yeah.
Mr. Deep Voice Man. Continue, Tim.
How about Bill Nighy being the big baddie and yet another fantasies type of like demon movie? Because like Underworld, he's the big baddie there.
Is he?
Yeah.
Huh.
I like it. I'm here for it.
Yeah.
No wonder
he's
they
badass.
No wonder they couldn't combine those stories.
The head vampire. And then, he gets cut.
I've not seen those. All of them.
Yeah. Well, he dies. There you go. Spoiler alert. But does he die forever?
No, because he becomes the prince
Because there's
of the
3
demons.
of them.
Yeah, I was like, there's like 50 movies, so I doubt
Yeah,
it.
there's several Underworld movies. So
Aren't there 5?
I think so. They're
Yeah,
so good,
they
though.
like keep
You
making
do
them.
know that the original screenplay for this was set in the Underworld world.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's weird. That's really weird.
So like they were like, yeah, we're gonna combine them in the sequel, and then it wasn't received well, and they're like, no sequel.
Huh. I wonder. Okay, continue.
I was gonna say I haven't seen the Underworld movies, but I wonder if that would have been better. Like, obviously you can't because of Bill Nighy, because he's like 2 main.
Yeah,
bad
now I'm looking it
dudes.
up because
Yeah, it's a graphic novel, so maybe the graphic novels kind of like combined into one.
yeah, he's in there. Yeah,
Interesting.
I was right. Yeah, weird.
Weird.
I don't know how he would have played the demon prince
Both,
dude and
yeah.
like
Yeah.
Guess what? I'm back.
I'm back, bitches! I'm a vampire this time. What up?
I would
Represent.
have loved that. They should
Yeah.
have done that.
Bill Nighy's voice is just so
It's
like,
amazing. It's
yeah.
so good.
I mean, Davy Jones. Come
yeah,
on.
I was waiting
Davy
for
Jones, Shaun of the Dead. Oh, he's good at a lot of stuff.
He's just kind of a good. His voice is just so perfect.
Mhm.
Yes, I agree.
It is.
We need to talk about the movie a little more, I think.
So
We watched a movie?
We know. So I think that's a whole like great example of this movie in general is we keep going off on tangents because there's not a lot to like like I
The
wrote a
plot
lot of
is
notes, but this
thin.
movie's just bad.
I have a lot of questions.
Same.
Right,
Okay,
yeah, all
let's
of
start
mine
with
have question
yours.
marks.
Oh well, we answered this one. Did they get the deepest voiced motherfucker as Tiberius's bodyguard?
Check.
Nice.
Oh, so when they were like trying to bring back the rat,
The rat?
the rat.
Oh,
God.
yes, the rat.
Yeah, the Franken rat.
Franken rat.
Well, Frankenstein's rat. I don't know. Anyways,
Adam 2.0.
yeah, Adam
Or
too.
is the rat Eve?
There we go.
Ooh,
Maybe
he was
that's
looking
why
for a
at
partner.
the end he wanted. He was like, I got my partner now.
Yeah,
He's got the
yeah.
rat.
Anyways.
Just kidding.
They were like, what if we up the voltage? And I'm like, have
Yeah.
you guys just not fucking up the voltage?
Like,
before?
right? Is that the only
Yeah.
thing you haven't been doing?
Like, why wouldn't that be one of your tests? Like low voltage, medium voltage, high voltage, nuclear.
Right.
No, it's because that they just don't have the scientific method that Marky Mark has. If he was there from the happening, they could have accomplished it.
Very true. Very true.
Oh,
Or Victor
God.
Frankenstein's book written in English in a time when English was not the scientific like language.
Yeah.
Everybody wrote it like it was.
Well, that's why his worked.
His what?
That's why his whole thing worked.
Oh, his worked. Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought he said his weren't, and I was like,
Oh.
What?
but they were.
I also love this line. I have a question mark on this line. The doctor lady, he's like, any attack on humans, and she's like, our bodies are the most complex organisms in the universe. And I was like,
They're not.
hold up.
Doubt.
No. Like, there's no fucking way. That's a weird ass statement. And B, you have no idea what's in the universe.
Yeah.
But that's a whole
True.
different, you know.
So back to our test taking skills from the previous episode of Attitude Test.
Okay.
Mhm.
If you're doing a true and false test and somebody says this is the most complex, like,
Being in the universe.
Universe,
Underline
yeah.
that part.
underline universe,
and
and be
that's
like
the false part.
because supposedly the most complicated like organism they found is a water fly.
Really?
Yes.
Did you look this up?
I did.
I
Because
love
I looked it
that
up.
you guys have the same notes without talking to each other.
I looked it up because I was annoyed in the movie. I'm like, I fucking
It's
call
so annoying.
bullshit.
Yeah, absolutely. I
bullshit.
was just like, there's no way, because A, every living, like, mammal is essentially the same. We're just organized a little different. So,
Yeah.
when it comes to voltage and all that bullshit, blood, you know, whatever, it's all the same. Like,
But so I was wondering if the reason though they didn't like just crank the voltage was did they think they were gonna fry the organs?
just
maybe?
fry it, yeah.
Maybe. I
But-
think he did say something to that effect, like when she.
You might damage the organs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I was gonna say like, I don't know, whatever. I think they did speak up about that sort of situation.
Yeah.
But I had a quote that I wanted to say real quick.
From this scene?
No.
Okay.
So it was another guy. I think it was Adam.
Okay.
Trusting others is only a mistake you make once.
Right.
Right? So that quote doesn't mean much to anybody but maybe me and Sam right now because we watched Jack Black do his thing on YouTube.
Yeah, Jablinski Games. Go look it up.
It's fun.
He plays games. The episode we were watching was the Red Dead Redemption one. Is
Part
that what you're
2,
talking
yeah.
about? Okay.
And he's like, don't trust anyone.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
And then he goes and helps the dude.
Yeah.
So I was just like,
immediately.
like we had watched that earlier today and I was like, what the hell?
Yeah, it's only a mistake you make once. See?
Yeah.
He's just living his life by Harvey Dent's advice.
This is true.
Jack Black is.
Yep. Yeah, Sam, let me hear one of your questions, Sam. Okay.
I have some, but they're towards the end of the movie.
If we stick to this scene, I also really liked how Bill Nighy's walking around. Also, I'm going to refer to him as his actual name, not Demon Boy or whatever.
Nefarious.
Dr. Nefario!
Dr. Nefario. That's who Sam kept calling him.
I have in my notes Dr. Nefario, but anywho, continue.
I really liked how he walked around the lab and just picked stuff up randomly and was playing with it like he's never been down there.
Dude,
Yeah.
dude.
And then Carl's following him around, like grabbing and cleaning it up.
Dude.
I really enjoyed that.
I'm pretty sure he picked up a test tube with a liquid. Let's
He
put some
did!
air quotes. And the liquid didn't move when he turned it.
It didn't. No, it didn't.
Wow! I did
Yeah.
not. Oh, I would have loved to see that. I
Yeah,
missed
like
that
did they
part.
have like Jello in there or
Yeah,
something?
probably.
So it didn't shift.
Oh.
It was
my.
photosynthesis. That was the plant station.
Yeah.
It was. There was like
Was it
smashed
labeled that
plants.
way? Oh my.
There was like a thing with plants in it.
You
A
heard it
thing.
here first, ladies and gentlemen. There was a thing with a plant in it.
And it was made of glass. I don't know.
Oh, classic.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
But like, did they? You go into this like evil mansion looking thing, and then you're working for this rich billionaire. You don't assume that you're like working for an evil villain of sorts.
Yeah, especially, did you guys like his bright red, like, big-ass chair? Like, don't you think that would kind of be like, oh, like,
I don't know.
nice?
I might get a big ass red chair if I was rich as shit.
I mean, go ahead.
I was gonna say, if I saw that, I'd be like, "There's no way this guy isn't trying to rule the world."
Right? Like, he
I'd be
clearly
like,
is.
"All right, you sketch, dog." Like,
Because, like, Bill Nighy's a big dude, like, tall-wise.
oh
Yeah.
yeah.
And
Let's
it
not
made
say-
him look kind of small.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
like, of course he's taking
It was
over
a
the
big-ass
world.
chair.
Yeah.
And then with his accent, like you just gotta, he's up to no
his
good.
accent is so good.
Yeah. His eyes were freaky, too.
Yeah. Oh,
He always has like a
demons.
creepy look with his like he plays like those demon villain guys really well.
He does.
I don't know because he just got that look and you're like, ah, fuck dog, don't smack me again or whatever, you know.
God damn, bitch.
Damn.
I'm fine, I'm going away. Okay, so we got gargoyles, we got Adam, son of Frankenstein, the monster. Then you got demons. The real question is, do any of them have bowel movements?
Yes, we were
God.
discussing this.
Do you
No, they
think
do
a
not.
gargoyle poops? Like, I mean, they
It
go,
just rocks.
yeah, it just rocks, and it like falls and kills people on a day-to-day
Yeah.
basis. But
That's why
like,
the
and then
gargoyle
Adam,
moves. No,
does Adam need food? He slept, which confused me because
he
like
definitely slept, yeah.
his body is run by like the Energizer fucking bunny,
Yeah.
and he's sleeping, and I'm like, bro,
Bro.
Yeah, I thought that was weird because I don't think they eat or anything. Like I don't. Yeah.
yeah, I don't know.
I want to say that he doesn't need food, right? So he doesn't poop. We'll
Right.
cross that off. Gargoyles
Yeah.
definitely poop. I don't know why. They just should.
They
And
just
then
should.
demons.
Rocks,
Demons are probably a no. Do they eat?
They just have like little
Souls.
farts that are like fireballs. That's about
Perfect.
it.
Down. See, we solved your
whenever they properly sin, they give out a little fart or something.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Or a big old fart. That's
A big old
why.
fart.
That's why the flames are that hardcore.
so
Yeah.
well, I mean, like in theory, if when you pass, there's a chance you shit yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So are we stating that when they turn the fiery demon balls They're just shitting themselves to death?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's our official stance.
That is the Flipper Flicks official stance on demons in I, Frankenstein, the movie.
Those friggin' demons were weak as shit, man.
They all were. Except
were
for
so
like
bad.
2 of them.
Yeah, it's like, wait, okay, this guy can fight. Why can't the rest of them fight?
Yeah.
Like, I know he's supposed to be like a general or a leader or captain or whatever.
Yeah, something
But,
like that.
Come on, like the bodyguard got bodied.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
did. He got
Like-
fucking destroyed.
1 shot killed.
Yeah.
But like, then they fight outside constantly.
Yeah, that's one of my beefs too. It's like, all
Like,
right,
yeah.
you
we
can't
got-
do all this destruction and not accrue a lot of paperwork. Like, come on.
And like, you see one guy get killed, one human get killed.
Right, that's it.
Like, they're in a downtown metropolitan area.
And
There
there's
would
literally no people anywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People would be walking around being like, the hell did I just see? Did that gargoyle take a shit?
Yeah, well, especially with how intense that church, cathedral, basilica, whichever
Yeah.
Ooh, that
option it is.
basilica
Like, there would be
word.
a lot of tourists there.
Oh, I would be there.
So people would have found the gargoyles because all they would have to
Yes.
do is take a shit or itch their nose, and then
Mhm.
boom,
Yeah.
like 1 million people saw it. But there were like no tourists in that area. I'm like, I'm sorry. Usually one of the first things I do is check out the cool churches.
Right.
Yeah,
when I
it's
go.
normally very high on the list.
Like, especially one that looks like that. Like for
That
sure,
badass
I would have
looking thing.
toured that.
I
Yeah.
could not find that church on the map.
I think that they probably just borrowed elements from certain ones because the top had the same look, whatever architecture look that was, of the one that we saw in Prague. Like it had the spiky,
Yeah,
pointy.
that in Barcelona.
Mm-hmm. So I think they probably just borrowed elements from a lot of
Yeah.
places.
Because this was all done in Melbourne, Australia.
Or maybe Australia has the best badass church, although I think people would have told us by now if they
Yeah, I
did.
know. Melbourne. My bad.
No. So I have some beef.
Oh no! Wait,
I'll finally
you have
bring
beef?
my beef to the table.
Why do you have beef? Like, you never have beef.
No,
In this movie? Oh.
Like, how?
So, Dr. Nefario, I'm just going to ignore you guys.
Nibirius.
Nibirius, if you actually keep track of people's names, which we don't. Dr. Nefario has a dead body. We're at that point now. Okay, he's procured his first
In the
dead
morgue?
body. Yes, and he's like, oh, like he basically says like they got it from a morgue, right? And then he goes, oh, put it with the rest of the bodies. And I'm just sitting there thinking like, you could have just bought a really big morgue and
Yeah.
skipped this whole step. Like you could have built
Yeah.
your lab in a morgue, all your dead bodies, you have the whole organization, control system, situation, and instead he has like a whole like Full Metal Alchemist homunculi situation with
Dude,
Tesla
yeah.
coils. Like, dude,
That's a good point.
I could have saved you a lot of money. Why didn't you come to me? I could have built you a nice
they're in
organized morgue
Australia.
facility. Yeah.
Yeah.
The toilet's
Well,
flushed the other
and
way.
he has said he also had a bunch of them all over the world, and I was like, okay, but so maybe you have different strategies for each one. Like each one is like different, or like this one I thought was super archaic and like unnecessary space used and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, maybe he had better like versions elsewhere, and like technology was like better and stuff. But
Yeah.
I just thought, yeah, I agree, it was stupid.
But, like, that mortician, though, he looks like he'd be a creepy mortician, right? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
like,
He
if I-
definitely lets people pay him to do naughty things, but
yeah, like a 20.
and then he watches, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, now that we're talking about that, because I actually said this in the movie, like,
You were
does
talking
that mean
about
that
Tara.
the scientist lady
Tara.
is like one of those creepy people? Because technically, Adam is a dead body.
Sam's asking if she's a necrophiliac.
Like, thoughts? I kind of feel like she is.
I mean,
Although
by
they didn't
technical
have sex,
definition.
He looks like a normal dude though. Like he doesn't look.
but he's technically a dead body. But did they ever have
Technically.
sex? I don't think they did.
They never do.
Okay,
but,
so
No.
she's not.
but,
Not on screen.
Question answered.
but it doesn't mean she's thirsting for some zombie units.
Units.
She wanted him to convert her into a Frankenstein monster, and then
Yeah.
yeah.
And then they wouldn't be because they're both dead.
What's
Yeah.
Frankenstein's wife's name?
Eve.
No. Actually, it's like
Elvira?
I thought it was Elvira.
Elvira is Adam's family.
Yeah.
I thought it was Frankenstein's bride is her name. Does she have a
Oh,
name?
that's
With her crazy Marge Simpson hair?
One sec.
While you look it
The
up.
movie is called The Bride of Frankenstein.
Yeah.
Her name is Elizabeth.
Oh, well, there you go.
Told you.
You were close.
Wait, that's Elizabeth Frankenstein is Victor Frankenstein's wife.
Wow.
Yeah, I know.
You should have came prepared with your Frankenstein knowledge, bro.
Oh, I'm sorry.
But anywho, I'll skim ahead while you look that up. So, back in the Full Metal Alchemist situation, morgue situation, there's like that final battle at the end, and they all are like, they're just like straight up dying, but I don't quite understand why, because I don't think that they were stabbing them one by one, and or like I don't think that they were like,
Are you talking
I
about?
just don't understand why they were dying. Like, does fire make them die?
Wait,
Because
which
they were
part? Which part?
falling into the fire. The dead bodies on the Tesla coil.
Oh,
The gargoyles were basically chopping them down.
they were removing them from the electricity. They couldn't be fully
Yeah,
converted.
they weren't fully downloaded. Yeah.
But some of them were.
But they hadn't been released yet.
They hadn't been released, so I think the ones that weren't released were eventually destroyed because the King Nebulae died.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think
that
that
makes
was part
more
of it.
sense. Because I was like, listen up. Y'all are demons. Like, I don't really
Right.
think that
But-
the fire is killing you, so I'm confused.
That being said, they fall into a pit. It's not like
Yeah.
they're not gargoyles. They don't have wings.
Right, they should also be used to pits. Because not like armpits.
I know,
They're
but
used to armpits. No, they're used to pits because they're fucking demons.
Yeah.
Like,
No, I'm with you.
I don't know. I think that
I
was
think-
very confusing. Go ahead,
Yeah.
Tim.
Yeah, I also love the fact that there's just a giant hole.
I know.
Yeah.
Like, how did you not notice that,
Like,
Tara?
not just a giant hole, but like a
giant-
hole to the abyss. Like
A hole that's just
It's
shooting out
gone.
fire.
Yeah.
yeah.
Like, you're clearly not over a goddamn volcano. What do you think it is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why? Like, okay, I'm at halfway through the movie. I wrote down, why do they even need Adam?
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't know.
They do not explain why they need him, and the only reason they need him is to dissect him, to bring back dead corpses, to
Right.
put demon souls into them.
Well, okay, so I have a bunch of beefs with this because it's like, okay, I want him. Don't assume that, don't ever assume what I want. And then, like, he trades the queen lady for the book, and it's like, great, you brought me the book, that's all we need, but I need him too. And then it's
Yeah.
like later on, they're like, no, we only need the book, we don't need him. And it's, what do you mean? You're just crisscrossing over and over again. I don't know, they like made a point to say like, oh, we don't need him anymore, just destroy him.
Yeah.
We have the book, but it's like you had the book before and you still wanted him. What I
Right.
hold up, but then you wanted him, but not you don't care about the book, and then but now the book and the chick's involved, and then there's the book and Frankenstein, but he's the monster, and then you have your own rat, and then
We
there's
have a
book,
rat that we
there's
were
a
able
book.
to do.
I'm just gonna keep
Naked
going
rat.
till you guys stop me.
I was going to keep on going.
I just wanted to keep. I was like, "Yep, I'm with you. Keep going."
Oh, shit.
No, I thought that was odd too, because she's like, "I need to steady him" or whatever. Which
Right.
at that point, she's
Well,
just trying to
yeah.
like get in his pants. Clearly.
Yeah.
But okay, I think you covered that. I think you covered that eloquently, so I'm not gonna hop
Yeah,
on that train.
Do you need me to pivot real quick?
No, do whatever you want.
I'll pivot.
Okay.
Do you think Adam smells?
Yes.
He's a dead corpse.
No,
should
he's a
smell.
normal dude, but in this movie, so like probably
Like-
not.
Probably not.
But
I
he
should-
should, because he's
he
supposed to be
should.
a monster.
He also should be more discolored. I feel like all they did was just put like
They just
Random scars.
random
That's
scars.
what
No, but I
I'm
was
saying.
gonna
This is
say
so
like
stupid.
the eyeliner, like super intense eyeliner on him. Like
Yeah.
why? Like
well, he had to have dark eyes because he's dead. But
Yeah.
yeah, but they could have done it without deep eyeliner that's sometimes there and sometimes not there. Like your scars are healing. Oh, okay. You don't need as much eyeliner now.
Yeah.
Continue.
I think one thing they could have done was just put the bolts in his neck.
Yeah.
yeah, where were those? Oh, I had those removed.
Yeah, I had those sawed off, in 1846. They invented the sawmill.
They were
Yeah.
just like doing, some cosmetic surgery on dead bodies at that time. He like went in and ordered his bolts to be taken off. He paid hot
yeah.
cash for that, and now you guys are making fun of him. How
think-
dare!
Do you think
And
he's
his
like
makeup.
one of those one of the Frankensteins that if he loses his hand, he could just put it back on and it would reattach?
Yeah.
Yeah, Sam?
I was gonna say no because, well, and I think part of what makes me what made me super hyped about him and then confused that he was just scars, we're gonna keep harping on that, was because was it the beginning when they were showing him being sewn together, or maybe it was in the book, they show it more disconnected but connected, you know what I mean? It was stitched, but there was some gap, so it was more of what you would...
it doesn't line up, and...
Yeah, more of what you would expect, and so, over 200 years, they kind of together a little bit more, or what's up with that?
I'm not sure.
I don't know.
I am not sure.
Okay.
And you know what I just realized?
What?
I forgot to tell you the Bride of Frankenstein's name.
Yeah, you did. I tangented.
It was Elsa.
Elsa!
Yeah.
So when did Frozen come out, guys?
Let it go.
There's our
Frozen
singing.
came out in 2014.
I've never seen it.
What?
Frozen
Go
did
ahead.
not come out in
Add it
2009.
to the list. No,
Frozen came
you're
out-
right. It came out in 2013, 2014.
So, I mean,
That long ago?
2013, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so clearly he was oh, Frozen just came out. My Elsa's out there. Be right back.
I gotta go let it go with her.
Yeah.
I gotta go into the unknown with her.
How many more can you get?
But I don't know.
I mean,
any
she's
of those
the
songs.
last Airbender. I mean, she's the Avatar, so it's whatever.
Anywho, so many tangents about this movie. Do you have anything before towards the end? Because that's really where I start.
Towards the end.
Yeah, towards the end of the film. That's really where I start getting confused.
You're only a monster if you act like one.
Did he say that?
Somebody did.
Yeah, she says it to him. And
I
he
really
gives her
should
a look
write-
oh my gosh, you're right.
I really should write down who says these quotes. I just write the quote down and then I'm oh, next up. Oh, no, my next note.
Yeah, I put Dr. Nefario says XYZ. You should at least put the wrong name.
Yeah. Probably, but I didn't.
It's all good. It's all good. So you didn't answer my
No,
question.
I
Do you
don't have anything.
towards
That
the
was
Okay.
my thing towards the end.
Oh, okay, sorry. Tim, do you have anything before towards the end of the movie?
What does
Uh,
that even
I mean-
mean?
the last third of the movie. How's that?
Yeah,
There
I mean,
we
I
go.
think I like the battle scenes. The fight scenes were okay.
They were good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Except for
I got
the
into those,
GoPro.
but it kind of, it disconnected me? Disconnected me from what the movie actually was, so that I was actually enjoying part of it, and then it would come back to the shitty version of what I was just watching.
And you're like, wait.
I was like, hold up, this is the same movie? All right.
Sadness.
No, towards the end, not really, no.
Oh, well, I will say that I liked Gideon's axe.
Yeah, that was pretty cool how it
To
could
the chest?
come off and then it would. Oh, yeah, wait. Are you
Yeah,
talking about how he died or how his axe was assembled? 'Cause-
Assembled.
No, it's
Okay.
just
Like,
cool.
he had the two axe blades
Yeah.
just chilling that he could use as melee weapons, right? And then he
Yeah.
could just be he has the stick, the handle on his back.
Mhm.
He just pulls it out and
I thought it was
nice.
unnecessary when everybody else had just weapons, but it's just for him to stand out a little bit more.
Did you notice that they never really fought in their gargoyle form? If they weren't flying and they were on the ground, they went human form and fought.
Oh,
I think that makes sense.
yeah.
I do too, just simply because they kind of looked bulky, and for fuck's sake,
I think
the
it's
demons
more
were
of,
one-shot kills.
I think it's
Yeah.
more of not that this mattered in this movie. People seeing them, they're like, oh, it's two humans fighting, instead of that's a big boy gargoyle fighting a human.
Yeah,
True.
I didn't know there were gargoyles in this movie before we started watching it.
I'm gonna be honest, I did not remember the gargoyles.
Just
Which
a
is
minor,
sad.
just a minor point.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did not remember them at all.
I just was you guys are humans. You can be these giant bulky monsters. Oh wait, you just kind of poke them with a holy weapon and they die instantly.
I hated that too.
Why not just make some arrows or throwing daggers out of holiness on them
Yeah.
and pull out your Gatling gun and just
All right.
wreck the shit
Why
out
not
of
just
them.
engrave some bullets with your symbol? Because apparently that's all you need is your symbol.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I don't think that they really even needed to get as complicated as weaponry. They really could have
Right.
just had water balloons at that point.
Yeah,
Or a
pretty much.
spray
Yeah.
bottle.
Squirt guns, you know.
I know we're in the modern era, but go get some Nerf guns right? Not Nerf,
Yeah.
but it's like super
Squirt gun.
soakers.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we get some super soakers because those are the best ones and they hold a lot of water.
Mhm.
And then y'all are standing up there on the cathedral anyway, just like,
Or just get a fire hydrant. Get a fire hose.
oh, yeah.
Because that'll actually additionally have force.
Yeah.
But
That's not
I
as
don't know.
cool.
No, it wasn't. But what about the holy hand grenade?
Yeah,
That would have worked perfectly.
that would have been beautiful.
I know. It took out that rabbit,
It did.
Mm-hmm.
but, you know, we're not that special. We just use archaic weapons. But at least the demons do, too. Oh, wait, they don't even use weapons?
They just use their claws,
Yeah.
Except for a weird captain dude that uses...
the batons. I think he did that just to purely fight him, though. I think that was the point of it. But
Yeah. And I'm like, do you think it just sounds like two people just smacking two aluminum bats together?
yeah,
Yeah, definitely.
It would have echoed so much in that room.
Yeah, that
Oh,
checks
yeah.
out.
But Sam, I am past the 1/2 mark. Tim, I think, is 2.
Oh, okay. I mean, I
Yeah.
wasn't really like that invested in it, except I kind of fucking am about how doesn't he? Okay, so for Dr. Nefario, we'll start there. When he like he stabs him with the weapon, right? But he doesn't actually die until he makes the holy symbol on him with said weapon.
right. I
Like,
had issues
why?
with that.
Is it
Yeah.
because he's just some big baddie?
Well, yeah, he was like,
Yeah,
"Oh,
that's the
you can't
point.
kill me, ha ha ha," and then he makes the symbol on him. It's like,
Like, why didn't you just make a tiny symbol on him?
Why don't they just carry around brands?
Yeah.
Right.
We should have been on their weapons committee. We would have made
Yeah.
it so much easier for them.
We
Like, no
should've
wonder
been-
all your gargoyles died.
Right? You guys decided to stick with, like, early century shit.
Idiots.
Yeah.
But then I was also thinking, like, so I don't really get the fact that, like, he suddenly has a soul. Can anyone care to explain that to me?
I ain't got no answers.
No, I don't know. They said he had a soul at the beginning and it was confusing. His eyes look like they have a soul in them.
So
I think
maybe
it had
he-
something to do with the fact that he's the original Frankenstein's monster, and that's all I
Yeah.
got out of it.
Yeah, I don't know.
So maybe he, like, I don't know. But I just thought, I felt like that was kind of a cop-out. Especially considering the way that, like, they showed it. Like, they literally just showed it to, like, fake you out, basically. Like, he's sitting there writhing. Or, like, just being like, woo! While, like, the demon smoke soul thing is trying to get into him. And then the smoke disappears, so you're left to believe that the demon took over his body, and then it's like, ooh, let me just wipe off the blood, pentagon shit. Pentagram, not pentagon. Yeah, let me just draw a pentagon on your forehead. And now you're suddenly, like, you can have a soul in you? Like, I don't know. I was kind of pissed that they,
Yeah.
like, just kind of were like, fake out, psych! Like,
I think they couldn't go, like, full on, like, I'm gonna turn evil for a second and then expel it because it's literally what Hellboy does.
that's true. I don't know. I just feel like there was a lot of information that was missing in this movie.
Yeah.
And I was
Yeah.
going to say this earlier, but I think we've kind of arrived at our beef points naturally. And I just think that, like, if it had even, and I don't usually say this because I don't like to commit this much time, but I think if it would have had, like, an extra 30 or 45 minutes, pushed it over the 2-hour mark, like, you could have really maybe fleshed out some of the ideas that you have, because I think it was a cool world.
Yeah.
Like, it was a new, interesting idea, take on it, but then you're left just, like, feeling super intense for no reason, and then just kind of confused at where the story's going.
Yeah. They tried to leave it off with a cliffhanger, but then they were like,
Psych.
psych, this didn't do good enough.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
don't know. It was odd.
Which,
So-
honestly, to me, I don't know. Well, I'm going to just do this question real quick.
Mhm.
What do you think the budget was for this movie?
Oh God,
I don't know.
too
Did-
high. It was
65
really
million.
high. Oh
Okay.
my God.
How much of that do you think went to CGI?
Over half.
6 million.
What?
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, like a tenth of it.
Wow. Look at them
Almost
go.
an 11th.
Proud
Yeah,
of
I
them.
honestly thought the visual effects for that low of a like budget
Mhm.
did pretty solid.
Well, yeah, like we said, I was like pleasantly surprised by the visual effects. So,
Yeah.
especially considering that tiny budget, what was it just to pay all the actors? Like
It must
is
be.
Bill
Bill
Nighy's
Nighy's
gotta
probably
be pricey.
expensive.
Yeah.
But like, then what do you think like the box office did?
I don't know.
Probably over that.
Yeah, it did 76.8 million. So they're like, it didn't do well, and I was like, I mean, yeah, your profits are not super high,
Yeah.
but it didn't bust.
Well, but if they were gonna tie it to the whole underworld ship, I wonder if those did like a lot better.
They did.
They did.
Yeah. So I think in their eyes, it's
Significantly
like,
better. Yeah.
It's a flop. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a yeah. Well, they got rid of that script. They weren't even going to try and tie it in.
Yeah.
Oh well, that's why.
So I got something that's might blow your mind if you haven't thought about it already. This is literally the same storyline as Van Helsing, the 2004 movie.
I haven't seen that in forever. I'm trying to remember.
It's literally because Dracula is trying to animate a bunch of vampires using Frankenstein's technology and Frankenstein.
Oh shit! Yeah, it's just
It's literally the same storyline done horribly. Because Van Helsing is an amazing movie.
well, that's because it's got Hugh Jackman.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, and their Dracula is actually a fucking Dracula.
But that one's like from what would be Van Helsing in our case would be the Gargoyle Order.
Essentially, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they're doing it from a different point of view, which is nice.
I mean, it's literally just the same storyline done differently.
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
That's
It's one
all
of
it
those.
is. Yeah.
Like it's like the new Twilight book,
Mhm.
where they write apparently per Sam's little sister. It's all written in different point of views other than Bella's.
I think it's
Okay.
just Edward's.
It's just Edward's point of view.
But anywho, it's the same scenes and chapters.
Yeah, it's the same
like,
scene. So like, it's exactly what Tim is saying, just pivoted.
Yeah.
Well, that's successful. Didn't you were telling me Ender's Game? Is that
Ender's
what it
Game
was?
did that a ton.
Where they just like
Yeah.
they had a book and then they just pivoted.
Well,
pivoted,
they have.
and they did
I
different
need to
stories.
read the books still because they sound very interesting. But like, there's Ender's Game from Ender's view, basically,
Mhm.
and then the like aliens or whatever. They have a book from their view.
And they have
Yeah.
a book from another dude on the ship.
Yeah.
Point
Yeah.
of view. So it's a cool way to tell a story.
If it's the same universe, or not even same universe. If it's the same
Story.
story, because I was like Van Helsing is like a separate thing. But I'm also gonna sit here and defend this movie and say that like a lot of these fantasy Frankenstein Wolfman movies do all have the same
Story.
and it's just
True.
because it's like nobody wants to get creative with it because people like what they like
Well,
about it.
I think with those it has to do with there's like a set like story that you're following.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Because if you change like Dracula too much, you'll piss off all the Dracula nerds.
Yeah.
But if you
And so
don't
this
change
one
it enough,
Was
people
just
will be pissed
doing
too.
the same storyline as the Van Helsing movie, just with their own original content essentially.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Which I liked some of it, like the gargoyles. I thought that was cool, but
It was a nice.
and the
it was
fact
nice
that
to change
Frankenstein was fighting and stuff. Yeah,
Yeah.
it up. I need to rewatch Van Helsing. We'll have to get that down.
yeah, I'm gonna have to watch it soon.
When you roll back at it again, although you weren't mad about it.
I liked that movie a lot.
I hated it. I hated it. Let's go watch it. I hated it.
I'm actually gonna say that I was mad about it, so we.
Oh my!
So I wasn't going to, but then I was like, "Fuck it."
Cancel
we'll
the
go for
recording.
it.
We're gonna go watch that. We're gonna delay this.
Anywho, and then just kind of the last note that I have was just that I kind of felt annoyed how they ended it when he's on the roof doing his narration, and I'm just like, you literally just took like the end of The Dark Knight and like made Harvey Dent say it as Frankenstein. Like,
No, that literally took the movie from like
yeah.
anything to just completely nothing. That was so terrible. I hated it so much.
Yeah, and like I get where they were going with it. Like if
Mhm.
they wanted him to be the hero, because he even starts with the narration in the beginning, and I think he does a little bit throughout the movie
Yeah.
too. I think that it would have been fine, and it wouldn't have felt so like forced. This has already been done before. If they had like let him narrate it, and fuck it, he can even say the same shit. But at least he's like doing other things instead
Yeah.
of just being like,
Yeah.
"I'm Frankenstein Batman." You're welcome.
Frankenman.
Frankenman, you're welcome.
Now, here's the real question, guys.
Yes.
If they made a sequel to it, do you think it would, like, sometimes in the Roman numeral system,
Mhm.
when you go to 2, it's 2 I's. and it'd be aye, Frankenstein.
Aye,
And you'd
aye,
think he would be a
Frankenstein.
pirate.
They'd have to do that, right? If they
Yeah.
didn't, it would just be unwatchable.
It would be an auto flop in my book.
Sign me up for
Aye,
Frankenstein, where he's a pirate.
Yes.
Down.
Sorry, I just wanted to ask that.
And I really want to see gargoyles on ships as pirates because they're heavy, big stones.
Sinking all the ships.
Yes, I'm down.
Yeah. Okay.
Mhm.
Write that down.
Jot that
down.
Please write that story. Thank you, Hollywood.
Somebody.
I guess we'll just have to do it, right?
I know, right?
Yeah.
If no one's willing, we are.
Tim, do you have anything else?
Yep, I'm all done.
All right, I'll get to the cast now.
The cast! Even though we kind of spoiled it, but that's okay.
No, we didn't talk about Tara.
I know. That's because we didn't know where she was from. Just so we saw
So,
her. Anyhow, I'll let
Adam,
you go.
I was played by Aaron Eckert. He was in The Dark Knight.
Harvey Dent.
He was in Thank You for Smoking.
Never seen that movie.
It's all right.
I've never seen it, but yeah.
Olympus/London Has Fallen.
Oh, I
He's been in
forgot
both of
about
those.
movies.
He's the president.
Haha.
Noberius is played by Bill Nighy.
Oh, I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
That's not right.
He's in Pirates of the Caribbean.
As David Jones.
About You.
About time.
Yeah, I wrote you. I don't know why.
He might
About
be,
Time.
Yeah, he might be in About You, but he's definitely in About Time. Continue.
Love Actually.
Oh, yes. When he sings and he's like the rock star in that.
He's in
Perfect.
Detective Pikachu.
Oh, yes, he is. I will say, I mean, not that this really relates to this episode, but I will say that, like, that's one of the times that he kind of fell flat as a villain for me personally.
Really?
Yeah.
I felt like he was kind of meh. Like, he's more creepy in these other ones. But go ahead.
He's in Castlevania, like the Netflix anime series.
So he's just really into vampires and shit, I think.
And then he's in Destiny and Destiny 2, the video game.
Oh.
Yeah.
Queen Leonor was played by Miranda Otto, better known as Eowyn of Rohan / Gondor, depending on what time of the movie you're watching.
I am no man!
That woman. She's in War of the Worlds,
Oh.
Homeland, and The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina. Like the new Sabrina series, where they over-sexualize Sabrina the Teenage Witch. Yep.
Oh,
I
weird.
haven't seen it.
That's all I've heard on the internet is that they do that. I've not actually seen it.
Okay.
But we all know the internet only tells the truth.
Yes, we've covered this.
Tara is played by Yvonne Starhovsky.
Okay, what was she in? I've been dying to know.
The Handmaid's Tale.
Oh.
I heard
Yeah!
that's good.
It is good.
Not for
You
me,
would-
Maybe
but
you guys told me to watch it, I think.
Sam did probably.
Yeah, it's a dystopian, which I know you're into,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
you'd like it.
She's in Dexter.
Oh.
Chuck.
Chuck?
Chuck.
Okay.
It was a pretty big show for a bit.
Okay.
Yeah, it was.
Stateless and The Predator.
Oh.
Like the new one.
Okay.
The new one, yeah.
And then Gideon was played by Jai Courtney. He's in Suicide Squad. He's Boomerang.
Oh.
Ah, okay.
I believe he is actually Spartacus in the movie in the show Spartacus.
Okay.
At least the first season or something. He's in Alita Battle Angel.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think he's like the asshole.
Probably.
Mm-hmm.
He's also in Stateless.
Oh.
And then Divergent.
Divergent is garbage.
I know. I feel like we've had like 5 or 6 actors from that movie.
Yeah, I feel like we've definitely talked about how it's garbage.
I'm really glad I didn't
before.
remember that one and say, let's watch that.
I know, I was about to say.
freaking hate that movie.
All right, so the director was Stuart Beattie.
Beatty.
And this is his second movie he's directed.
Okay.
Yeah, he's probably good that he's done.
Yeah. Well, he was one of the writers of Pirates of the Caribbean.
All right, well, he's redeemed himself.
He did Australia,
Okay.
the Baz Luhrmann film.
Yeah.
30 Days of Night.
Nice.
Okay.
More
All right. Yeah.
vampires.
Yeah.
And
I
then
like it.
Collateral.
What's
Okay,
Collateral?
so he's
Like-
actually got some good stuff.
Yeah, he's a screenwriter for all of those.
Tim
went from like
he's to garbage to oh, he actually did good stuff. That was great.
So the tagline for this film was, "In the battle between good and evil, an immortal holds the key." The key that they don't tell you about to like 3/4 of the way through the film.
Yeah.
But that's all the notes I got.
So I kind of want to ask it. Well, I guess it kind of goes along with your flip along.
Flip along.
Flip along. If you should flip it on. I was just going to say, I want Tim to go first because, like, obviously you thought, like, it was a meh movie. We're back at it again, thinking, like, maybe it will be better. So just, like, what are your thoughts after your second watch?
Wait. Go ahead. You finish your statement, and then I'll say wait again.
Okay. And I was, like, in regards to, like, your first watch, and then, like, would you flip it on? Kind of, like, all of that piece together.
But wait. What is your favorite version of Frankenstein? Like in all the medias that you've seen.
That's hard, really.
Hotel Transylvania, I'm done.
Yeah,
Kevin James
I don't
just
know
nails it.
that I necessarily have a favorite. I always think of like the Frankenstein from Van Helsing's like pretty good, but he's a little like on the far end of being a monster. The Addams Family's always funny. I don't know. I don't think I can really pick a favorite. I think I'd have to go with the Addams Family, but
nice.
Yeah.
How are you, Sam?
I'm going to out myself. I don't have strong feelings towards Frankenstein.
I don't either.
I do towards Dracula. Like,
yep.
I think, like, Dracula, I don't know. So I guess by default, like, this one is mine.
Not Hotel Transylvania?
Or Hotel Transylvania.
There
Or
you
maybe
go.
the Addams Family. Like, not this one.
Dude, I gotta
Which
say.
I think is what you were getting at.
Yeah, it was. But, okay, so Tim, remember what Sam just said a little bit ago?
Yeah. I'll answer that question now. I think it hits right where it did before. That ending right there, I totally forgot he does it, but I can remember having the same thought if, like, that was fucking garbage.
Yeah.
Like, that right there was the icing on the shit cake. Like, that was just, like, I was like, all right, never again. And after watching this, I was like, yeah, I just wish I watched Van Helsing instead. Because I'm literally gonna just say flip it off, go watch Van Helsing or Underworld or something. Like, I don't know, like it had a couple cool shit parts in it. That's a weird statement, but
He's talking about the scenes where the gargoyles poop.
We're shitting.
yeah, the rocks falling down and killing people. But yeah, flip it off, go watch something better. It's not even worth it. Yeah.
How about you, Sam?
So I have, as we know, like, I haven't really seen Van Helsing that much. Like, I did, but it was kind of meh, which puts me in the opposite category of Tim. And then I have not seen Underworld. So I actually was going to flip this one on because I was like, I mean, it was like super intense for no reason, but that's kind of why I liked it. And like, it's not necessarily like a good story at like the way that they executed it, as we talked about. Like, I remember being like, oh, wow, but like, what did I just watch? Sort of like, so that's like kind of how I felt the whole movie.
Yeah.
But like, I was clearly enthralled for the time, enthralled and confused. So I would say flip it on.
Yeah.
What about you, Adam?
I was pulled in. I didn't hate the ending as much as you guys.
Oh.
Mind you, when he said I Frankenstein, I was rolling.
Yeah, I mean, you see it coming and you're like, don't do it. No,
Please
don't do
don't.
it. Don't say
I
it.
think I literally said
Pick
it.
anything else.
It's corny when you say the title of the movie in movies anyway. Don't do it. Don't. It's good. He said it. He said it. He said it.
Tim's internal monologue.
So I was dying from laughter, so that kind of like made me ignore the entire speech. So I don't have that deep-rooted hatred.
Yeah.
I would say that I Frankenstein-ish. Like, he's not a full-on Frankenstein. Let's be real, guys.
Yes.
Right.
We discussed this from the very start. But I had fun. I liked the gargoyles.
Yeah, like they were
Those
cool.
were cool. Yeah.
I would say, like, flip it on. Make sure, like, I would say yes, flip it on. Watch it once. Not saying you need to watch it every Halloween.
Definitely doesn't make
No.
sense.
It's not a horror movie. So
I don't even know that I would put it in like your regular, like, okay, we're gonna watch fantasy movies about like wolves and gargoyles, and like I don't even know that it even like sits in a category that should be watched repeatedly.
You know what? There is one category. I'm lazy, laying on the couch on a Sunday afternoon, and I'm contemplating a nap.
No, that's exactly what I had written down. Like, I kind of feel like it's like a popcorn flick. Like,
yes, it is.
You turn it on because you're like, whatever, I've seen it before, and it's like kind of fun in some parts. But like, if you got to get up and do the dishes, it's cool. You're not gonna miss much.
If you want to see explodey demons, flip it on.
Yeah.
It's like if you want to watch a movie but then play with your phone instead, just
when you start hearing explosions, look up.
Not even just like glance, just like and then look back at your phone or something. I don't know.
No, I mean, there's plenty of the world that does that, even through good movies.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
I was gonna say if you like Bill Nighy, Flip It On, like he still does a
True.
wonderful
Oh, he does
job.
rock it.
Mhm.
He steals the scene every time. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if you want to see not Princess. If you want to see Eowyn, she's no man. She is a woman gargoyle.
He's a woo man.
Queen.
Yeah.
Queen.
If you like big red intense chairs, Flip It On.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
If you like Frankenrats, Flip It On.
Oh yeah. If you want to see a gargoyle poop on somebody, don't flip this on.
Yeah, we
Unfortunately,
made that up.
we
Yeah.
made that up, guys. I'm sorry.
Also, if you like super soakers and like water balloons, don't flip this on. That doesn't happen either.
But it should.
It should have, but it didn't. If you like cathedrals, I would say flip it on.
Oh,
There's some
yeah.
pretty
Yeah.
dope scenes of that.
They were sexy.
Are you allowed to say that about a cathedral?
Yes.
Don't
Okay.
care. I did.
Too late now. We're not coming back.
But so overall, I would say it's pretty solid
Tim's
of
in
an
the...
episode.
Oh, okay. It's a
Yeah.
I was like, wait, what? Okay, we gotta spin, dude.
Yeah,
You
we
can't
gotta
even
spin.
tell if it's a good episode. Like this, it could fall
I'm
apart.
spinning.
Ooh!
Yeah, we got wordplay.
Yeah!
Yay! I got
Yeah,
stuck.
yeah.
Yay!
This is like one of the ones where if it repeats, it doesn't upset me as much because
Right, 'cause it's still
just
different.
like random shit. Okay, so
Tim, you want to do first word?
yeah, because you did second word last time, so you get first.
How do
word.
how do I do this?
You just pick a word,
Pick a word?
and then
any
Sam will
word.
pick a word, any word, and I'm gonna have to try and find a film that fits those categories.
So like last time you picked breakfast, and I picked waterfall.
Yeah. One just came to mind that I think only one movie would fit, and
Oh dang!
I don't know that we could find it. Oh man, I don't know if I can do that word.
Was it
I don't know
s'more?
because I think no matter what, it's too specific to a universe that I'll tell you afterwards.
Okay.
I want to use a different one. What I say breakfast last time? That's funny because
Yeah.
that's what I'm thinking about right now.
Seems to be that time of the day.
It is. It really is. Whew, this is hard. Lion.
Lion?
Yeah.
Sam, what about you?
I don't think you can pick a movie with my word, with mine and Tim's words combined. So I'm gonna give you it, Super Soaker.
A
But I
lion,
don't know
super
that you
soaker.
can find that. So I'm almost wondering. I'm gonna allow you to stretch it to like a pool.
Okay.
But I still think
Why
that
don't
would
you just
be
say
difficult.
water?
Or what
No,
about on the other
not
end?
water.
A
That's
gun?
too easy. No, I didn't want that either. That's too easy. A lion and a gun is easy, and a lion and water easy.
Yeah, I know exactly the movie for Lion and Gun. Anyway, go on.
Okay, so that's what we got. Lion and Super Soaker.
Yeah,
I'll do
but
my
I
best.
guess worst case scenario, you can do water, but
Yeah.
Okay, anyways.
hopefully we don't have to be at 3 degrees away.
Yeah.
Hopefully you can find one with a super soaker,
Yeah.
because I'd be super
Yeah.
impressed.
I'd be super soaking up.
So my original word was Kakarot, which is
Oh.
Dragon Ball Z, and I was thinking the live action Dragon Ball Z movie.
I mean,
I figured no
have
matter
been,
what, we would have hit that, but
there might have been a super soaker in that one.
Yeah,
that's what I'm thinking, yeah.
but well, thank you guys for hanging out with us.
Yeah, we always love when you come and
Wait,
listen
there was
to
other
our...
people here?
Yeah, they've been in our room this whole time. I forgot to tell you. We muted them, but
Oh.
bye.